Hello, and welcome to another video from F-Stop Training. My name is Martin, and in this video we're going to look at a few of the new features of the Type tool within Photoshop CC 2015 updates. As you can see here, I have an image with some text on top of it. First of all, I'll make sure a text layer is selected by clicking on it, and you'll notice that the text layer is now highlighted. Now I'll switch to a Type tool, which I can do by either clicking on the T icon on the toolbar over here, or by pressing the T key on my keyboard. As soon as I select the Type tool, you can see the options bar now changes to show me the options that are available for the Type tool. What I want to highlight to you is the new options we have in the font menu. So I'll click on this downward pointing arrow next to the font name, and notice that we now have some filtering options. This allows us to filter the multitude of fonts to only show us fonts of a similar kind. By default, Photoshop will show all classes, but we can change that to only show the serif fonts, for example, or the sans serif fonts. This way we don't have to scroll through hundreds of fonts to find one that suits our needs. Now I don't know about you, but this feature is going to save me a ton of time. For now, I'll select all classes again so that I can show you another feature of this filtering ability. You may have noticed that down the left hand side of the font list we have stars. Clicking on a star next to a particular font will add it to our favourites list. So now if I click on the star icon, I can filter the list to only show the fonts I have previously selected as my favourites and therefore use on a regular basis. The symbol next to the star is even more amazing, I think. First, I'm going to turn off the star filter, because you can have more than one filter selected at the same time. Then I'm going to select the icon next to the star. It looks like two wavy lines and is similar to the approximately equals symbol. This filter tells Photoshop to only show fonts that are similar to the font that is currently selected. Right away, you can see that Photoshop has filtered a list of fonts to only show me ones that it considers similar to the one I have selected. Great. Again, I don't need to spend a ton of time scrolling up and down a long list of fonts to find one that is similar. Now I can quickly change the look of my image if I want to. Additionally, as I mouse over any of these fonts, I can see a preview of the font on the selected text inside the main document window. In this case, I like the font I already have, so I'm going to hit the Escape key and exit out of this menu and return to the font I already had for this text. Now, there's just one last thing I want to show you, and to get to it, you'll have to go up to the Type menu and select Panels. Then, from the flyout menu, select Glyphs panel. This opens up the new Glyphs panel that was actually introduced in the June 2015 update. For now, I'm going to close the Glyphs panel by going to this small menu icon, and when I click on it, I get a few options. From these options, I'm going to select Close, and that closes the Glyphs panel. Now I can show you another way to get to the Glyphs panel. You can go up to the Window menu and select Glyphs, and again the exact same panel will open up. A glyph is simply a graphic symbol that has the appearance of a letter or some other easily recognised symbol. Most of the fonts within your system will have a set of glyphs attached that you can't normally get to without knowing and typing in a special combination of keys. But with the introduction of this Glyphs panel, Photoshop now makes it very easy to access hundreds of symbols and characters. The glyphs you see in this panel will be appropriate to the font you have currently selected. So in this example, I want to change the F of F-Stop Training into the function symbol. So I'll highlight the F, and over in the glyphs panel, I'll scroll down until I see the symbol I want, and double click on it, and that changes the letter F to the glyph symbol. You can also see that double clicking on a glyph also places it into the recently used glyphs along the top row here, so I now have easy access to them later on. You can see that you have a large selection of glyphs to choose from that could not be easily accessed from the keyboard. I like the smiley face glyph here, so I'll hit the escape key to come back out of the type I have selected and click once near to the bottom of the image. That creates a new type layer for me in the Layers panel and places my cursor on the screen. Photoshop keeps the type properties I already had for this new type layer, and in this example that's exactly what I want. So to place my smiley face glyph, all I have to do is double click on the smiley face in the glyphs panel and it's placed at the cursor point. Again, I'll hit the escape key and select my move tool by clicking on the icon in the toolbar or by pressing the V key and move my smiley face into position. Job done. So that's some of the new features in the type tool of Photoshop. The ability to filter your font list and a quick and easy way to access all the glyphs is something that I have no doubt will save a lot of time for designers and photographers alike. Have a look at our website and we'd love you to join us in Tuscany for one of our exquisite photography workshops, especially while we're offering a massive £250 off the price if you book before 31st of January 2016. Thanks for watching and please comment.